My favorite part was the talking to strangers one. I just thought it was such a neat challenge because
I have to look at that one.
yeah, it said just go up and try to meet new people wherever you are, because I feel like it was just a neat experience. If you think about it, or a neat challenge, because we spend so much time, you know, busy in our own lives and not really thinking about other people, that it was great to like stop and think, oh, it'd be great to like talk to this stranger or talk to this person and see how their day is or what their life is like.
I know some of those questions were pretty almost intimate, though. I mean,
yeah,
things like, when was the last time you cried in front of somebody, and what do you and I have in common? What 3 things? Stuff like that. Did you read any of those? Because those freaked me out. I thought, well, this would take some courage to go up to somebody and say, hey, would you do this? And they would have to be courageous enough to say, yeah, I'll let you record you asking me all these private questions for your class. So
no, I liked there was what was her name? Kalina, I think is. Well, she went up and she was doing the stranger challenge, and she was asking people if she wanted to skip the small talk. So she right off the bat was asking them, what do you want to do before you die?
Oh my God. Yeah, what a question.
Yeah. A lot of people said, one guy said he wanted to see his children graduate college. One guy said he just wanted to make sure he was happy. Like it was nice answers. It wasn't like superficial, like I want to get a big house or have a nice car.
Yeah.
And she even asked a little boy who looked like he was probably about 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. He said he wanted to become, I think, an orthodontist.
Wow.
So I was surprised about that.
Wow. How would you answer that question if you were asked it right now?
I don't know. That's a hard one.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Yeah. No, I think
to think about.
My biggest thing I'd like to do before I die is probably make a difference in education right now. I've been working and starting to work with the teachers union in Colorado to try to get the focus taken away from testing, because I feel like it's just so much focus on testing with the students, and this park testing is pretty crazy for them. So I think that would be a big thing for me.
Wow.
What about you?
Before I die?
I know it's hard to feel like
Let's see. If I was to die tomorrow, no, I don't know. Just spend time with family and see the ocean again. I love the ocean, and I haven't been to the ocean for I don't know, a couple years. That's a lie. I went last year on a business trip to San Diego, but I didn't get in. So yeah, I would like to feel that physical feeling of being in the ocean, swimming in the ocean, at least one more time before I die. And of course, being with my husband and my family. So,
even if he is sick right now.
What's that now?
I said even if he is sick right now.
Yeah, even if he has a cold and he's kind of naggy. Yeah. So, no, he's a great guy, and so yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, the ocean is a big deal to me, I guess. I don't know why, and I really love nature, and I just think. And I guess it depends on how you feel, what you feel is going to happen when you die, or, when you die. I think that we're just so lucky to have this physical realm to be in right now, and that we should enjoy our senses.
Yeah, and it's hard to do sometimes because, I mean, I really feel like this class is so focused on just relaxing and thinking about your surroundings and thinking about the people around you, and we don't do that, I feel like, a lot in this day and age. It's so focused on social media and talking through that, and then just constant work. I feel like I'm constantly working or cleaning up after my kids, or I mean, there's always something. I don't always, take the time to think about my surroundings.
But it was one of the ones where he talks about another earlier anthropologist, I think his name is Carpenter, and it's a little video that this guy took, and he actually went into this tribe, and I can't even remember what country, but he took Polaroid shots of a lot of the people there, and they'd never had their picture taken.
Oh, wow.
And they were in a tribal group, and he gave them their pictures, and they were just little, I think, black and white Polaroids.
Yeah.
And at first they looked at him and just said, these are just like plain old static, dead looking things. And then they'd study him for a long time, and they finally figured out, oh, that's a picture of me, or however they thought. But they saw that themselves in the pictures, and he said it changed the way they thought about themselves. Like they'd been in this beautiful tribal community, and now they thought of themselves as separate individuals, and they became very self-conscious. You didn't see this video, did you?
No.
Oh, it's good. And then, like, one of them's wearing a little hat, kind of looks like a fishing cap, and he's looking at the picture, and he grabs his hat, and he's like, oh, how goofy do I look in this hat? Or I don't know what he's thinking, but he takes it up. None of them are smiling, and he takes it off, and then he like puts it by his side like he's embarrassed of it.
Oh.
It's so sad. And then another one, he takes the picture, and again he figures it out, and then he goes into his house and he kind of sits on the floor, and the guy says that he sat there looking at it and kind of looking around, real nervous, for like 20 minutes. And then the guy reported that he left, and he came back a month later, and that the whole community was completely changed, and that they were all much more self-conscious, and they had rebuilt their houses even in different styles. They were just really simple little houses.
Yeah.
And that they were now lonely and frustrated individuals. It's so sad. And it's like, so it talks about how technology destroys cultures. You've got to watch that one. It was just, and the guy, the anthropologist Carpenter, says, I feel like I'm trying to find a new use for DDT. Like,
Yeah.
finding a new way to poison these people by using photography. It's like, dang, I almost started crying on that one, but it's just amazing how these cultures are affected by technology.
Well, just think about how, based off of that one picture, how it made them so self-conscious, and we are constantly posting pictures about us, and people post pictures about us too. And I had mentioned in one of the readings that I feel like our social media, like Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, can sometimes be like almost a mythical side of us, because we constantly make sure we look good in the pictures, and
I know
the constant self-conscious coming out too. So
oh yeah, it took me a long time to put my headset on because I had to fix my hair around it, and make sure the glasses were tucked in. It's I know, and I'm as bad as any 20-year-old. You would think you outgrow that, or like, since I didn't grow up with selfies and all that I wouldn't be affected, but I'm totally affected, and so is my 80-year-old mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's on Facebook, and let me tell you, it's like, don't you dare post that on Facebook. But she sees one she likes, she's like, okay, put that one on. Okay, tag me or whatever you do. She says it with her funny little accent. So yeah, it's what do you call it? Overwhelming. I mean, you can't help but be affected. It's like, I don't know anyone who isn't affected by their online image.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my husband doesn't have any kind of social media, which always surprises me, because he thinks it's a waste of time. But I don't know. I like it to be able to communicate with family outside of the States and everything, and show my kids and stuff. But I definitely am very weird about the pictures he takes, and if I'll post those. And even my sister, she's like, you have to make sure if you're going to post anything on me or about me, that I have to get the seal of approval first. Exactly. And I was like, I don't know.
Did you get a chance to watch that Black Friday video that Stephen Colbert?
Yeah.
And all those other people? Wasn't it something? What did you feel? How did that affect you? How'd you feel about that?
It made me laugh at first, because I always told myself I'd never be one of those people. Like, I saw it on the news before, and I was like, that's horrible. I'll never be one of those people. And then, like, today I drove an hour across town looking for this stupid baby doll for my daughter that was like $100 for a baby. So I was like, I could see myself now doing that because I am.
It's
And
like,
it's so
it's
sad.
40% off. It's Black Friday. I gotta get that doll.
It's horrible.
I
But
know.
any way to save money, and we always constantly have to have like more and more. And as much as I say, okay, I don't need anything else, then it's like, oh, there's a sale on this, I should get that.
Well, I think they make it so enticing. I think,
Yeah.
we're a consumer country and we're consumeraholics, and they really know how to get us. So yeah, I think they find hooks in everything to grab you, and they know what your weaknesses are because of your social profile. And
Yeah.
they constantly go after me. It's like, oh, clothes, technology,
Yeah.
stuff for my doggy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I'm a victim, but I don't know. Those photographs really did affect me. The videos of the people rushing into Macy's, the 1,500
Yes.
people that all at once. I like the fact that they took the video from above, and it just looks like a bunch of cattle stampeding. Really
Mm-hmm.
made me feel like, okay, I don't ever want to do that. So
Horrible.
I
Yeah.
think I'll just stick
You
with
imagine?
Cyber Monday or whatever they call it, the one
Yeah,
that's online.
I'm a big online shopper. That's a little bit easier than
Yeah.
going to the stores. But
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen in real life that happening. Um, I just thought it was funny. Before they could even open up the little gate for the thing, people were like crawling under.
It's
Like, talk about
insane.
desperation.
Yeah. And
And
I
then
really do think it's just an addiction, or
it
it
is.
just feeds your basest self to go out there and
Mhm.
consume. And it's because we feel like there's a hole
Yeah.
somewhere and that something's missing. And that's how we've been taught to fill it, is by buying. We're in that culture. I mean, that's how we're bred, to buy things to feel better. I mean, people go to malls for entertainment. That's like,
Yeah.
it's a weekend. Oh, let's go to the mall. It's like, are you kidding me? We should be going in these beautiful mountains here or wherever. But yeah, that's, people want to go and spend money because it makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
I just
And
think it's
then
really sad.
showed the pictures of the women and men working in third world countries making the stuff, and it's like,
I
oh,
know. Didn't that strike?
horrible.
Yeah, just working 18-hour days or whatever for a pittance, just to provide these things for our shallow little entertainment
Yeah.
that lasts a short time.
Yeah, it was challenge
Unthinking
5.
or something. Is that right?
The
Yeah.
unthinking experiment. Yeah, it says your challenge is to give something up to discover something new.
There you go. The unthing experiment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that one, I guess the people in the videos gave up a smartphone. And I thought, well, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to do that because I'm a techie at work. I have to have my smartphone. They always, I have to be in touch. I'm supposed to be. So it said mirrors, shoes, chairs, and I immediately crossed out every one of those. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I can't give up mirrors and go to work. So,
Yeah.
and the shoes, well, I can't do that at work. And then the chairs, I was like, well, I got so many issues, back issues and all this. So I ended up saying, well, I should do something healthy at the same time. So I actually gave up elevators. And I
Oh,
have to
that's
tell
smart.
you, I take the elevator at work all the time, one floor up and down, and it's really lazy. And I have
Yeah.
a lot of built-in excuses that I can use about my arthritis in my knees. I have all kinds of fun excuses I get to use,
Yeah.
but I decided that it's okay if you have to take a couple aspirins, but no elevators today. And I have to tell you, I live on the 6th floor.
Oh,
So I
wow.
walked 6 floors down
Oh,
to my
yeah.
car, and then, and at work, I actually climbed the stairs, and I said, I don't care if I'm slow, because that's part of it. My problem is I'm embarrassed it's like I'm embarrassed because I know that I have to go slow sometimes. Sometimes I'm okay, but sometimes I'll have to hang on to the rail, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because I'm in such bad shape. And so I thought, okay, I'm doing it. And I did. I did it all day long. And I got to discover some things like I'm not that slow. And I really shouldn't worry about it so much. And also that I didn't have to feel, a lot of times when I'm on the elevator, I feel like I have to make an excuse. Oh, I've got
Yeah.
to go take the elevator. Sorry, I have arthritis. Or, you know, I always feel like I have to defend myself for taking it. And so I realized, well, now I don't have to defend myself. This is great.
Yeah.
And I did have to do a lot of walking too, but it was okay. And I realized I could do it. Like when I first arrived at work, there's this big long staircase because I live like, I mean, I work on the second floor, but it's really taller. It's almost like three floors. It's almost
Oh,
like the
okay.
third floor. It's a really tall staircase and it's all in one. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to be so embarrassing if I have to stop and come back down. So, but I just looked at it and I went, come on, just try it. And I almost caved. I almost caved, but I did it, and it wasn't that bad. And I thought, wow, I can do this. So I have
Yeah.
to say, it did fall into today. That was yesterday, and I actually took the stairs a lot today.
Oh,
So I'm
good.
very happy with myself. But I was like,
Good.
wow, this is nice because then I get to walk up with other people and,
Yeah.
you know, without having to say, oh, I can't do it. I'll see you up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was good for me. But it also, the biggest thing for me was it made me realize I can do this. And, you know, it gave me more confidence in my physical ability, which is good. So,
That is good.
yeah.
I'd be afraid I'd show up to work all sweaty and
I
think of running.
know.
I gave up Facebook this morning. I couldn't do my phone because I use my phone a lot for like
Yeah.
directions and driving around and everything. But
Yeah.
I decided to do Facebook because I feel like I'm on that all the time and it drives my husband crazy. So
Yeah.
um, it definitely made me realize how much I am on it. I didn't. I guess I thought I was just occasionally on it,
Casual. Yeah.
but the first thing I usually do in the morning is my alarm goes off. I lay in bed. You know, I brush my teeth while I'm on Facebook and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Even
So,
when you're brushing your teeth, huh?
yeah. So the time I got ready this morning, it took me like half an hour, 40 minutes to get ready instead of my usual hour and a half. So it was
See
pretty
that?
bad. I was like, this is horrible that it's that much of a difference for me.
Wow.
So I noticed that, and then I definitely noticed that I actually like spent more time with my kids today, which was
Really?
nice. You know, sometimes they'll be playing, and instead of interacting with them all the time, I, you know, sit and relax and check my Facebook. And I
Yeah.
was thinking it was probably only like, you know, 3 or 4 minutes, but I guess it was longer. So I actually interacted a lot more. My kids and I, we had fun. We built a fort today.
Oh, wow.
You know, we actually did stuff. So
Yeah.
it was definitely nice. I think it actually made me think I'm gonna, what is that like? Where you put your Facebook account on hold for a while. I think I might
Oh,
kind of like take a break from it.
yeah. Yeah. Or at least you could do what people do with their kids, which is say, okay, you can do your digital stuff, but only for an hour
Yeah,
between this and this time or whatever. You know, reserve
it could be an
20
idea too.
minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening, and that's all.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I might try that then.
Yeah. Or, you know, put a timer on and
Yeah.
just say, when I start, I get 15 minutes, and that's all I get. And I only get to do that twice in one day or something. I should
And it
do
was funny because when I did actually check my Facebook, like I didn't really miss anything. There wasn't anything there that I was
it.
dying for. You know, it was just
Yeah.
this person went to this place, and here's a new picture, and so it wasn't even
I
horrible
know.
to miss out on.
Yeah.
So
And I
it was a
don't think
neat
it would be. And even if you miss out on something, you're going to get to it within 8 hours probably. So
time.
it's,
Yeah.
or even 24 hours. That's like, there's no reason. I don't think there's
Yeah.
any reason we really have to be on Facebook. But yeah, I know I like Facebook too, and Imgur and Reddit, and I love
Yeah.
getting all that stuff all the time. So, and even my Gmail, it's like, oh, even that little M for the Gmail icon, it's like I
Yeah.
look at it and it looks good. Like, oh, there's Gmail. So,
Yeah, we just went to California like a month ago,
yeah.
and I was the horrible person with the camera all the time. It was like attached to my neck, and I was taking pictures and then coming back home, looking at the pictures. I wasn't in like any of the pictures, and then I realized, we went to the beach, and I wasn't really in the beach because I was taking pictures of everybody. I was sitting in the sand taking the pictures while everybody else was playing. So I was like, it's kind of a bummer now that I think about it. I
Yeah.
was trying to capture the memories, but I wasn't really making them.
Yeah. They have this, it looks like a dumpster, this giant golden box that they move around in different parts of the country, and they've had it for a couple of weeks at my school at University of Colorado Springs, UCCS, and they just parked it next to one of the buildings, and it's got a huge screen in it. You walk into it, it's got a huge screen at one end, and it's got life-size video of someone in another box in another place.
Oh
And you can
wow!
make like 10-minute appointments in there and go in and talk to somebody. So I did it. I went in there and I talked to this woman from Berlin. And
Oh
and
wow!
it was like lunchtime, and I went in there and talked to her. And it was like 8:30 at night there. And it was really cool. And I was like, God, if I had had those questions, I would have asked
Yeah,
her all those questions.
that would be
But I did
great.
ask one good one. I did say, so instead of trying to find out all about her, I said, how would you sum up yourself in one word? And she was like, wow. And it's so funny
Hard.
because you're like standing right there in front of them, and they're standing right, and they're they're life size. It's the coolest
Yeah.
feeling. But
So they're so close but so far away. That's crazy.
yeah, it was cool. And she said, I guess I'm an adventurer. It was fun. Anyway, so what do you think? What's the biggest lesson you got out of Anthropology 101?
I think the biggest thing is just kind of, I don't know, relax and take your time and look at your environment and people around you.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest thing for me. I mean, we focus so much on technology and buying things and materialistic things that it's good to kind of relax,
Yeah.
basically.
Like make sure you're being human every day. Like I feel like sometimes I'm not that human. And human means connection with other human beings. Like what is important? Is it to, go to work? I mean, that seems like that's really important, but really it's more important to make sure you're connecting with other human beings. Otherwise, you're you're not even there. It's just a shell of you. I don't know. I can't explain it in words. Never mind.
No, I know what you're saying, and I wonder if that. I feel like a lot in our society we're missing that connection with people now because we do focus so much on social media and we're constantly on the go. That's maybe why we purchase so much because we're trying to fill that void with materialistic things, maybe.
Yeah, and if we do that human connection, yeah, we might not need to be
Yeah,
so consumery
it's
and
scary though.
Facebooky.
Yeah, it's scary though to make those connections though when you don't know somebody and you're afraid of, like you said, with that tribe, you constantly self-conscious and you're afraid of rejection now, and
Yeah,
it's hard now.
yeah. But we gotta try.
Yeah.
Because everyone else can be human too if we set an example. And, you know, anyway. But I'm glad I got in touch with you, and that was through technology. So,
Yeah.
you know, we made a human connection. You have a doggy, I have a doggy.
Yeah.